So this is going to probably fall into the category of TMI, too much information. But since you're all my really good friends, why not share? It must have been, I'm going to say, over like 2 months ago, where I noticed suddenly one day after eating that I had this kind of like a chest pain thing going on. Like it was like really uncomfortable, and it was just like it kind of felt heavy, and then it was just this repeated sensation and all of that. And it didn't go away, and then like the next day it didn't go away, and then it was particularly bad after I ate. So then of course I thought I had COVID, and I'm like, COVID, Googling chest pain, COVID, and I'm like, okay, because it's the chest, hello, but it didn't really have to do with the breath, and I noticed it when I was eating. So then I talked to my significant other, my bae, and Santosh, and I told him, and he's like, it sounds like heartburn. And I went, heartburn? I'm so sorry. I don't think it's heartburn. And then he says it again. I'm like, no. And then I go online and I look at the symptoms and I'm like, oh my God, I think I might have heartburn. And in my head, it's like I picture my dad and his friends, so like a bunch of Indian uncles with heartburn. I didn't picture like I, in my like 40s, cool and hip, would have heartburn. And then I'm like, oh my God, is heartburn a symptom of COVID and whatever. Anyhow, I think it was heartburn. It went away. Thank heavens it has not come back. But in my Googling research, I was like, Dr. Google, I'm like, how can I have heartburn? Like, why would I get heartburn? One of the causes of heartburn is stress, everyone. And it made me start thinking about, OMG, over the last 5 months and counting, the myriad ways in which stress has shown up in my body. And it also made me think about how in a lot of the webinars I'm doing, I'll ask attendees, so first of all, have you been experiencing heightened stress during this COVID moment? And people are like, yes, I have. But then I'll ask, is it having an adverse impact on your mental and physical health? And the overwhelming majority of people are like, no, it's not. Which is really interesting, because usually when we have heightened stress in the body, it does have an impact on our health. Like it shows up in some way, shape, or form. And so anyhow, I started giving thought to like me and the myriad ways in which this COVID stress has shown up in my body. Like everything from having sleep issues. And when I say sleep issues, first it was like not being able to fall asleep because I felt stressed, and then having really restless sleep. And now I've been noticing I keep dreaming about COVID. Like lately, having bizarro dreams about COVID, and also people from my past experiences in life are showing up in my dreams. Like kind of awkward, but there it is. I have had all kinds of digestive issues. We can now add heartburn to the list. Like who would have thunk it? COVID would give me heartburn. A lot of my friends and work colleagues, when I've talked to them, they've talked about everything from, well, on a serious note, like more heightened anxiety, depression, other aspects of diminished mental health, hair falling out, really bad skin issues, severe tightness in the body, like neck pain, back pain, limb pain, inflammation, and so much more. I'm not sharing this message with you as a way to be like doom and gloom and like be a downer. I'm sharing this because I think it's really important that we recognize that in this COVID moment, that stress can show up in myriad ways in our minds and in our bodies. And so we have to normalize talking about it, but not just that, we have to normalize talking about it to ourselves, to acknowledge that like some of these symptoms and some of these experiences that we're having, they're not just happening for the sake of happening. They're happening because of heightened tension and activation during this difficult COVID moment. And actually, as someone who cares deeply about destigmatizing mental health issues and talking openly about the importance of being physically healthy and spiritually healthy and all forms of health, I think it's really important that we do this. Talk to ourselves about what's happening within our minds and bodies and our souls and more, and then openly talk about it with people who we feel comfortable sharing with, so that we're able to better heal. So this is a window into my soul of some of the stuff that's been happening with me. What's been happening with you? I love hearing from you, so feel free to message, and thanks as always for watching.